You, what's happening? What's up, people? Wait for this chat to build up. Been streamed in a little while. Let's see if I can find something. Yeah, I'm still very worried. Oh, this fucking idiot. What's up, Richie? What's up, Eleanor? Well, I mean, I haven't streamed, Eleanor, to be honest with you. I've been a little depressed and I'm trying to find a job. I think it's coming together for me. I think I'm going to get a job real soon. But it's hard for me to stream when I ain't mentally right. You know what I mean? Like I just don't have the energy to do it. I don't want to appear as a sad sack. You know what I mean? Like I have to be into it to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's just the way I am. So I got a couple really good possibilities that should come together. I'm waiting for a social security card. It's fucking. Yeah, I got to be in the right frame of mind to do this shit. Yeah, things are coming together for me though. I mean, I got to pay rent. I need money to pay things, and pretty much out of money. So I gotta, I gotta get a fucking job. It looks like I'm probably gonna wind up with something better than landscaping. So that's that's the goal here. I should have got away from landscaping a long time ago. You got to work with fools, and bosses are just the biggest assholes in the world, and it ain't even worth putting up with the bullshit because you get nothing from these people. They do nothing for you. There's no time and a half. There's no kind of benefits. Yeah, and you got to put up with their shit. You know what I mean? And they're the ones walking away with six figures. You ain't got shit. Almost 30 years I did that shit. What am I going to get, a gold watch? Dealing with low lifes all the time, working with low lifes. You fucking tired of this shit. But on a more positive note, I'm almost 17 months sober. So, that's the longest I've been sober since when my kid was born. I was sober 5 years. First 3 or 4 years of her life. First 3, I think. That's when all the shit happened. What's up, AJ? AJ, your girl come back. Baby, come back. What am I looking at doing next? Well, I might have a job with UPS, which would be temporary. It's only 20, 25 hours a week. It's a stopgap solution, but I'm also looking at this produce marketplace. You can work all the overtime you want. There's benefits and all after 90 days. Some of the jobs you got to start at 4 a.m. Yeah. But it's easier to work overtime. If you're starting at 4 a.m., yeah. Well, 1 o'clock, it's overtime. So I'd probably work till 3 every day, work 10 hours a day, 50 hours a week. Some of the jobs, if you work on Saturday, they pay you 3 cash. So wait a minute. Yeah. She's back, but what? But what? Found out she got a dick? Jimmy, you got the voice of an angel. I never heard that. I've never heard that. Jimmy, I shall squeeze my piggy bank for you. Yeah, you ain't got to do that. If you don't have money, don't donate to me. I mean, if you can afford it, donate. If you can't, don't. It fucking got hot in my room all of a sudden. It ain't really hot out. Oh, fuck me, man. So, well, if you have Cash App, it's better to send it through Cash App. Because if fucking buymeacoffee.com, they're fucking tough. I lost my password. See, first you send it to buymeacoffee.com. Then I have to send it to another pay service called Payoneer. And I lost my password to it because I haven't used it in a while. And oh man, they put me through hell trying to get in contact with them. Oh my God, it was just unbelievable. She's just so controlling now. Yeah, because you were an uncontrollable asshole. That's why. You got to pay your dues now, AJ. Yeah, you were reckless and uncontrollable drunk. Yeah, and now now she's taking the bull by the horns. Well, you like that, letting a woman take charge of the relationship. You're a liberal. You're a cuck. It's right up your alley. Yeah, men can become women and all that. So, you drive the fucking girl nuts and you don't think she's going to come back and try to lay down the law? You fly right for a while and go back to normal, whatever the fuck that was. What's up, Richie? Liquid. What's up? AJ's on a leash. I know. What do you expect? She's probably doling out the pussy too. You still drinking, AJ? I know you are. I know you are. Yeah, and just one or two a day, right? Yeah, well, you're going to be increasing that in the not too distant future, and then the same shit's going to happen. Trust me, AJ. It's other things. Well, I mean, then look, AJ, if she's being unreasonable, fuck her, get rid of her. But if her beefs are reasonable, then you got to accept that and stop doing shit that drives her nuts. You know, simple as that. You got to be honest with yourself. Care what you tell me. You got to be honest with yourself. If the girl's being reasonable and she's demanding you make certain changes, and you love her and you want to be with her, then you better make them changes. It's as simple as that. I mean, you're fucking crying on my show over it. So obviously you care about her. So you better fly right. If she's a good girl, all the things she wants you to do is for your benefit, not to hurt you. She gave your dumb ass another chance. So, that's my advice to you. Back, I'll just give you 5 for my cash app if you don't have it. That'd be cool. AJ, do you have a thumbprint on your forehead from being under her thumb? I got PayPal. I have PayPal. I have PayPal and Cash App. That's better than buy me a coffee because buy me a coffee, you have to have a certain amount, and then you have to have it in by Wednesday, and you don't get it till maybe Friday or Saturday or maybe Monday. I only give $5 if AJ does. AJ's a cheap fucking liberal. He's been claiming he's going to send money. Why don't you send me some of that money you saved buying Steel Reserve, you fucking prick? Yeah, well, I was against PayPal because of the bullshit that they were talking at the time. The time they were talking about fining you like thousands of dollars if they didn't like what you were saying in social media. They couldn't pull it off, but I think they scared people. I think that was their intention. I don't think they ever really intended to do it. I stayed away from PayPal for a long time. I have a PayPal account. Well, AJ, what's one of the demands she has? I can see it now. Stop being an asshole. That's impossible. That's unreasonable, AJ, because you can't stop being an asshole. You can't. It's inbred in you. She's going to have to take that one on the chin. She already knows you're an asshole. So. What's one of her demands, AJ? Huh? Probably reasonable as shit, and AJ's fucking stressing over it. Yeah, I can do PayPal. What is PayPal? I don't know which one charges more to transfer the money. Oh fuck. Let me see here. I forget. Yeah, at Jimmy from Philly 1. So it's at Jimmy from Philly 1. Right? Oh, shit. These look like all small letters. Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, that's my PayPal. When it comes up, James Welsh, I think. So if anybody feels like donating, AJ, fucking donate, you fucking cheap slob. Yeah, I have PayPal. Liquid said, is she demanding that you comb your hair? Well, that would be unreasonable. If she tells him to comb his hair, wash his ass, stop being an asshole, these are things that are non-negotiable. She's going to have to put up with it. Yeah, Liquid, I do have PayPal. I do. And I've actually used it lately. So, but for a while, I was afraid of PayPal because they, like I said, they were talking about taking thousands of dollars away from you if they didn't like what you said on the internet. So, AJ, what's one of her demands? What are we going to drag this out of you? You fucking idiot. Who'll give us the least thing that he thinks makes him look good? Yeah. So what's the least, AJ? Huh? What's one of her demands? Come on, AJ, give. I can't believe I'm almost 17 months sober. Shit, let me mute this. So you don't hear my coffee. The election is less than a month, huh? What day? I keep forgetting the exact date. What date is the presidential election? 5th, less than a month. 30 days. Damn. Hold on a second. In and out is here. AJ must be doing all right if he's having food delivered. Yeah, he got food delivered, but he can't donate. Fucking slob. Fucking slob. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, AJ's door dashing, but he can't tip the stream. A coworker went and got it. Oh, he's at work. AJ's at work. What the fuck? Liquid said, ask your coworker for $5 she can tip. AJ got money. He's making good money at that weed place. He's got his fucking old lady paying half the rent again. He ain't buying fucking Steel Reserve every day. Yeah, that's got to save him $40, $50 a week. In and out this year. Yeah, I guess it's around lunchtime there, huh? It's 20 after 3 here. AJ refusing to answer. That means the demands must be bedroom related. AJ, does she want you to have a bigger dick? You can tell us. The doctor is in. Does she want you to eat the kitty? Oh, man. Probably wants him to brush his fucking hair. I got to see a picture of this broad. I think In and Out was code. He probably just sits there and looks at her and jerks off, and she wants him to go in and out. That's the big argument. Yeah. So it's going up one with politics. I play my brother's stream, but it's fucking 10 minutes long. God damn. Well, maybe later. Yeah, I really don't think. See, all this bullshit that Kamala Harris is doing, right? Let's face it. If Trump were to do that, not give interviews and all that, it would hurt him. So why isn't it hurting her? Because they've got it rigged. That's what I think. I mean, you can just. I mean, and the liberals try to say like when you point out that a lot of people come to Trump's rallies. Crowd sizes don't mean anything. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It shows an interest in the man. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it does. There's not much interest for Kamala Harris when she has to invite entertainers and shit to come. You know what I mean? Trump invites politicians. So, I don't know, man. She just hovers over me when I'm on the internet. She doesn't want me commenting on a certain channel. She flipped when she found out I was on Patreon. Well, what were you up to? You fucking on OnlyFans or something? You were up to something. That's why she stormed the fuck off to Minnesota. She caught you fucking with girls online. Fucking probably jerking off too, with your hair all fucked up. I can just imagine that scene. She ran screaming from the room. Didn't stop till she skidded into the bus stop. Couldn't wait to get the fuck away from me. What channel, AJ? Here, AJ, I'm going to invite you in. I'm going to just hammer you. I'll get it out of them. There's the link, Einstein. So my brother's keeping StreamYard, even though they bounced their price up. Wonder how many people left StreamYard over. How many people left StreamYards over their rise in price? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. They went up to 80%. Like, wow. Yeah. Somebody bought out StreamYards in April or something. Nothing like girly fans. Fuck that. It's a nice girl who's just funny and fun, but my girl brings the hammer down on that. Well, it's more than that, AJ. She caught you flirting, or she saw some messages that were suspect. Come on, AJ. You ain't telling the truth. Shake my head. Simping for e-girls. Jim, don't tell Chris Dangerfield I sent you a bit. He donates to an e-girl, but not Jimmy. Yeah, I know. Oh, Christ. Thank you, Eleanor. Looks like Eleanor just donated $25 or $26. Thank you, Eleanor. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. Thank you very much, Eleanor. Oh, shit. Fucking use that. Not an e-girl. E-trans. Well, we know the story on that. AJ thinks they're women, but he won't fuck them. Yeah, ain't that something? All right. Let's see. Honestly, I haven't seen this, so.
Te vas a subir. ¿De qué lado? Te puedes agarrar. Hay manera de agarrarte y apoyarte.
They should electrify that fucking thing.
Agárrate macizo.
Hey, get the fuck back! You see this? Get back! Get back! Get the fuck back! Get down! You ain't coming! No! No! Get the fuck down! Get the fuck down! Right now! Get down!
Ahí viene ahorita el de migración.
Get down. No. Get down. Get down. Get down. Not today.
I'll probably wind up locking him up.
Hey. Hey, you guys. Manana tomorrow. Manana. We got snipers right here. Hey, we got SEAL team right here in the bushes. SEAL team guys with right here in the bushes. Over there, over there. Hey, you're making money.
How you doing? You all right?
Did you see what just happened? We stopped an invasion on our own right here today. 20, 30,
Yeah, right.
40
Right, yeah.
people.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Hey,
Amen.
if we had,
Where's border patrol?
if we
Yeah.
had 40, 20, 30 people here come over every day,
Yeah,
this would never happen.
right.
Right. We need to man
Yeah.
the
We
wall.
catch them right in the middle and just go, you can't do it no more.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. Game over.
Yep, right.
Don't tread on us.
Yep, right.
We're tired of it.
Right. This is
Yeah.
every day for the last year and a half.
Yeah. And you just keep doing it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And we're sick and tired of it.
It's pretty funny. So what's up, Linda? So once again, AJ is going to be a cheap little bitch and not donate. Cheap bastard, you. Cheap bastard. I wonder what October surprise they got. Like, it wouldn't even. I don't think the Democrats could outdo themselves from what they've been doing to Trump all year. So, you hear Sticks got locked up. And they're saying the charge, because it's public, is domestic violence. But his girlfriend ain't even there. So I don't know what all that is about. He got locked up in New Orleans. People are saying he's a bit of a drunk. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. But he did a stream on it. All right, I'll do my brother's video. This is like 10 minutes, but usually when he does the longer videos, they're pretty good. Yeah, Trump snubbed 60 Minutes. Who does that, you know?
To snub a requested 60 Minutes interview breaks a 50-year tradition and has left the iconic news program absolutely fuming. Why did he walk away from one of the most watched political shows of all time? We'll break down Trump's reasoning, 60 Minutes' response, and we'll unpack this snub, how it might be a total game changer. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smack that like button, because it really does help us with the algorithm so that we could reach more people. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We're doing one tonight where we read interesting stories of the week. We tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. We have a lot of fun while we're doing it, so please join us tonight. So, 60 Minutes is throwing a temper tantrum because Donald Trump dared to say no thanks to their precious interview invitation. They actually took to Twitter, whining like Joe Biden after he lost his ice cream cone. They even tried the classic guilt trip, reminding everyone that this has been a tradition for over 50 years. But Trump isn't playing along this time. He's got his reasons, guys, and they're not the kind that you can just brush off. Here's what 60 Minutes tweeted. A programming note, 60 Minutes is scheduled to air a primetime election special on a Monday edition of the broadcast on October 7 at 8 p.m. For over half a century, 60 Minutes has invited the Democratic and Republican tickets to appear on our broadcast as Americans head to the polls. This year, both Harris and Trump campaigns agreed to sit down with 60 Minutes. That's a lie. More on that in a bit. Vice President Harris will speak with correspondent Bill Whitaker. After initially accepting 60 Minutes' request for an interview with Scott Pelley, former President Trump's campaign decided not to participate. Again, total lie. Pelley will address this Monday evening. Our election special will broadcast the Harris interview on Monday as planned. Our original invitation to former President Donald Trump to be interviewed on 60 Minutes stands. But here's where it gets really interesting, guys. 60 Minutes conveniently forgot to mention that this tradition they're so proud of hasn't exactly been the most honest. You see, back in 2020, Trump exposed them on national TV over their lies about the Hunter Biden laptop story and the story that Trump's 2016 campaign was spied on by the Obama-Biden administration. Both of those scandals are true. You can't even argue it anymore. But remember, that debacle with the Russian collusion hoax? Everyone else does, especially Trump. And yet they still have the nerve to think he'd just walk right back into their trap. It's starting to sound like deja vu, right? Or is it just a sad rerun of the same mainstream media shenanigans we've all come to expect? Well, the Trump campaign hit back hard, calling 60 Minutes exactly what it is, fake news. Stephen Chung, one of the guys running the Trump campaign, he tweeted out, fake news, 60 Minutes begged for an interview even after they were caught lying about Hunter Biden's laptop back in 2020. There were initial discussions, but nothing was ever scheduled or locked in. They can't even be honest at this stage of it. They also insisted on doing live fact checking, which is unprecedented. Live fact checking. Are you kidding me? I can nearly guarantee that 60 Minutes will not do a fact check on cackling Kamala. No, wait, they will intentionally do one fact check on something so beneath the radar that it won't mean anything. They'll probably tell her that they're going to do it. Tell her what to say. And they will do that just so that they can say that they fact-checked the dumbest person ever given the POTUS nod by a major political party. But here's where the rubber meets the road. When Trump was asked about it at a press conference, he didn't hold back. No surprise there. Trump said straight up, and I quote, They came to me and would like me to do an interview. But first, I want to get an apology because the last time I did an interview with them, if you remember, they challenged me on the computer. They said the laptop from hell was from Russia. And I said it wasn't from Russia. It was from Hunter. Give it a watch.
Go ahead.
You cooking? What the hell is that?
A whole lot of a planned interview on 60 Minutes. I'd just like you to address that
Don't play
report.
for me?
And if you indeed are not doing the interview, explain your reasoning why.
Well, right now they came to me and would like me to do an interview, but first I want to get an apology because the last time I did an interview with them, if you remember, they challenged me on the computer. They said the laptop from hell was from Russia. And I said it wasn't from Russia, it was from Hunter. And I never got an apology, so I'm sort of waiting. I'd love to do 60 Minutes. I do everything. I mean, I do you right now, right? And you're tougher than 60 Minutes, frankly. The laptop from hell was from Hunter. It wasn't from, so I haven't gotten, if you remember Leslie Stahl, we got into a little bit of an argument on the camera talking about that and other things. And, you know, they really owed me an apology. I'll tell you, David Muir, how about David Muir when he said that crime went down? So I like to get an apology. So I've asked them for an apology. Let's see if they do it. I wouldn't mind doing 60. I've done 60 Minutes a lot. I did 60 Minutes twice with Mike Wallace, the great Mike Wallace. He was great. His son is from a different ballpark. His son doesn't have, I said, you want to be like your father? Just don't have the talent. Who else, please?
And that's where I think the bottom line was. No apology, no interview. And it's not like Trump's losing sleep over it. He's got plenty of platforms to get his message across. Now think about it. Why would Trump put himself in front of these so-called journalists who wouldn't know integrity if it smacked them upside the head? To get lied about again on national TV? No thanks. He's not falling for that trick twice. That would be like falling for Lucy pulling the football away again and again. And can you blame him? Would you go back to a show that made you out to be some conspiracy theorist when in reality you were right all along? And worse, 60 Minutes knew that he was right. 60 Minutes called Trump's claims about the Hunter Biden laptop unverified. They said that they couldn't authenticate. Do you know why they couldn't authenticate it? Because they didn't want to. It's really that simple. They didn't want to. The laptop was real, the emails were real, and Hunter's actions were real. End of story. But they played dumb to protect the Bidens and to make Trump look bad. What gets me is that every single fake news outlet in the world who prattled on about the laptop being Russian disinformation, nearly immediately after Joe Biden was inaugurated, they all came out and said, oh, and by the way, that Russian laptop story, it was real. Son of a bitch. How about that? So now, after the Democratic Party stenographers got humiliated on live TV after the Vance Walz debate where JD gave the world class pretend to be moderators and a moron Democrat VP nominee who lies like a rug, they're begging for another shot at Trump. But Trump's response is clear. Apologize or keep your failing show. He's not interested. Why should he be? Why should Trump give them a ratings boost when they constantly do nothing more than try to drag him through the mud? But guess what? They're not getting that shot. Trump doesn't need 60 Minutes. He's got millions of supporters, alternative media, independent journalists, and podcasters all ready to tell his side of the story. In fact, no Republican should ever sit down again with these so-called organizations. Why give them the ammo to shoot you with? I'm talking about ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, none of them. Screw them all. I'll go one further. I think no Republican should ever again do a debate where every moderator is from these fake news networks. Conservatives have a plethora of people they can choose. You got Hannity, Mark Levin, Steven Crowder, Dan Bongino, Glenn Beck. The list goes on and on. For that matter, Christ, I would.
Hold on. AJ said something stupid, which is not surprising. The FBI said the laptop could be Russian disinformation. They never said firmly that it was. Really, AJ? Your stupidity that's the one thing I can count on every time you're on my screen, for your stupidity to shine through. And then you back it up with more stupid shit. It's astounding.
Do a better job than these clowns at the alphabet networks. And honestly, who's even watching 60 Minutes anymore? Their credibility went out the window a long time ago, along with the notion that they're fair and unbiased. Let's not forget, they are this.
Yeah, he's right about that. I haven't watched 60 Minutes in years. I just got sick of their bullshit. I don't try. He's exactly right. I never even like considered this in my mind, but now that I think about it, I don't trust them. I don't. You know, they put out a lot of bullshit stories. You know, they're playing the narrative. They're not truly investigative. They're not. They fucking lie. I mean, it's that simple.
Same people who clutched pearls over Trump's claims to be proven wrong again and again. So here we are, Trump versus 60 Minutes, round 2. But it's a match that won't happen unless the show grows a spine and offers an apology. Spoiler alert, they won't. Why? Because that would mean
Hey, AJ, you fucking idiot. Do you realize that every news organization said it was Russian disinformation? They censored showing it. Now, I got to see it because Nelson has his ways. You know what I mean? But the majority of people could not see it. They censored it, mass censorship, across every social media platform. In fact, they shut you down if you tried to show it. Yeah, that's a fact. But the grab them by the pussy thing, oh no, that they let that on there. That was just fine. So shut the fuck up.
admitting that they're just activists masquerading as journalists, and they'd rather keep losing ratings than to do that. In the end, Trump doesn't need them, and frankly, neither do we. Let them stew in their own irrelevance while Trump keeps rallying support and calling out their nonsense. We don't need a fake apology from 60 Minutes. What we need is for more people to wake up to the lies the mainstream media has been pushing for years. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with news and politics stories just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Too many secrets, too many closed doors. We're sick to cover-ups. We're sick of the cover-ups. Want the truth and nothing more.
Yeah, AJ did it again. Profoundly fucking stupid. Yeah. The FBI said, is that true, Richie? Here you go, Richie. Here's some more bullshit. Did you realize that the guy that wrote the article didn't want the name attached, his name attached to it? AJ just makes shit up. That's what he does. That's, you know. AJ, you are so brainwashed by these fucking lefties. It's fucking sickening. Which article? I just did your thing on 60 Minutes. I guess that's what he's talking about. Who the fuck even cares? Everything he says is either a lie or made up bullshit or something he heard from these leftist communist scumbags. You know? I mean, maybe AJ's girlfriend has that written on the fridge. Don't be profoundly stupid. Yeah, well, she caught him talking to some girl on the internet, watching some girl's channel or something. She probably found a few messages he sent to her. Yeah, flirting with her. So she ran for the hills. She ran for Minnesota. I mean, he was talking to other girls, and he's a drunken bum every day. Jesus Christ. The original article of the laptop in the New York Post. The original article of the laptop in the New York Post. What the fuck? AJ, it's a fact, okay? It was put out there, right? They censored it. They said it was Russian disinformation. We heard about it every day for over a year. And then the New York Times came out and said that it was real because they wanted to throw Biden under the bus. Probably said, "What even are laptops, bigot?" Right, right. AJ, you're so brainwashed. It's sickening. It really is. You're just such an idiot with politics. You really are. I hope you don't have children. Please don't breed. You know, we got enough stupid people. Every news agency admitted it was real after the election. Yeah, like a year or more afterwards. Yeah, they went on and on with that. I think I saw Broadcast Bar on here. What's up, Broadcast Bar? Brainwashed, the irony. Yeah, AJ, you're brainwashed. Did you know that Obama's father was a communist? Kamala Harris' father was a communist. He even wrote a book about it. You know. Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable. Just unbelievable. AJ, if Jesus Christ came down himself, you wouldn't believe him. Yeah, so Sticks got locked up in New Orleans, and there was people. He wouldn't talk about it like he did a video on it, short video, like 6 minutes, something like that. He didn't say what the charge was. There was people in the chat that said it's publicly available that it was domestic violence. Now, I don't think he brought his girlfriend with him to New Orleans. I don't even know what he was doing in New Orleans, but. Isn't he out of the country some fucking where? I mean, he's out. He was there a week. I don't. Why would he be in there a week? Some streamer paid his bail. I don't know what kind of bail he had, but it must have been significant if he was in there for a week. But how would you? Yeah, because he lives in another country. Yeah, so they probably gave him a high bail. Yeah. Oh shit. What's that say? Hunter Biden drops laptop lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani because it was real. Donald J. Harris' daughter doesn't like Donald J. Trump. Anyone in from the UK? I can't post on the Scrubs Lifeboat anymore. It's by invitation only. The guy that started it fucked it all up. So who the fuck is this? just been sensationalism. I don't know. Whoever you are, welcome to the chat. No, I think you're the only one from the UK, Eleanor. Wait a minute. The FBI confirmed the authenticity of the laptop in court. Yeah. AJ is just fucking stupid. He's fucking stupid. He hears this shit on some liberal channel and he comes spewing it here like he's made some revelation or it's some kind of gotcha moment for him. Like, get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. AJ is a progressive, so with his logic, he should prove that the Hunter laptop does not exist. Linda, well, I do count Eleanor. I don't know all that shit you typed there. I'm one of the blessed. I'm on one of the blessed isles. I'm UK adjacent, Eleanor, because I watched a lot of UK media over the years. Yeah, well, the way the politicians in the UK fucked up their country with all that immigration, they're doing it here. They're doing it here. If Trump doesn't get elected, you're looking at another 10, 15, 20 million over the next 4 years. Richie, is this true? AJ said, like I said, originally the FBI said it could be disinformation. They had to investigate. It doesn't matter what the FBI said because all the fucking media stations said that it was Russian disinformation. They didn't say it could be. And you got hammered with it day after day. And they censored it. They censored it. You couldn't watch it. I mean, I was able to watch it through Nelson because Nelson has his sources. It was very underground. Hunter Biden's 51 spies who lied about the laptop are well overdue for their day in court. The FBI said that before they looked at it. They used the British model for the emboldening of lawlessness and hush criminals. Yeah, you know, I mean, Eleanor said, I'm not in the lifeboat either. I don't know why. I haven't been invited either. Yeah, it's called something different now, some kind of like sexualized name, something about dicks or something. I guess they wanted to keep it British or something. Who the fuck knows? AJ, are you really this fucking stupid? Are you really this stupid? The fucking FBI had the laptop for like a year or so. They already had it. Fucking idiot. Yeah, I think they did that to the lifeboat because there was too many people in it. So that was his way of calling the herd. You know what I mean? Now, I got a couple invites from people, but when I tried to use, it said it expired. So, you know, I don't know.
Yo, Jim. I just want to clear a couple things up. Those 51 supposed former.
Wait a minute. Even more important than that,
Go ahead.
can you verify that AJ's an idiot?
Oh, of course. That goes without saying. But here's the thing. The supposed 51 former intelligence officers who signed on to the letter, Guess who wrote that letter and pushed it on them? It was Antony Blinken, who was running Biden's campaign. He's the one that got them all to sign it when none of them saw what was in the laptop. And they all signed it. Well, not all, because he pushed it out to a lot more, and a lot more said, no fucking way, I'm not signing that unless you show it to me, right? And then as a payback, he made him Secretary of State. Antony Blinken is an evil son of a bitch. He could have allowed.
Couldn't that be construed as a crime?
Yes, it could. Fraud. He could have. Yeah, but who's going to prosecute him? Merrick Garland? Right? See, the American communists learn that when you have the power, you can do anything you want because no one's going to come down on you unless you turn on the cabal, the oligarchy. Man, that's the only way.
If Trump gets elected, can he prosecute a lot of these people?
Yes, if it's within the statute of limitations, yes. But he's going to have a hard time because, I mean, the entire FBI now is fucked. The entire FBI. There's very few agents left that are still above board because they're all leaving.
How do you get rid of the FBI?
You fire them
legally.
You fire them. See, he's already have an executive order that he's already written that is legal, by the way, because the president has the power to do this. Is to change all those bureaucrats that did all the leaks under his administration, and not one of them was arrested for a felony, because it's when you leak documents to anyone, it's a felony, and they got away with it. But for 2 years they did this shit every day, and it caused all kinds of problems for the administration. And so what he's going to do is he's going to change their status in personnel, because right now, see, the Democrats years ago said, okay, if you do exactly what we want, no matter who's in the White House, push our agenda, we'll make it so you can't get fired. And that's what they did. So all these people are under this special status that, I guess it's not special anymore because everybody gets it if you're a bureaucrat, but Trump's going to change it and then start firing people at will. And he should. And you want to know something? Everyone works at the pleasure of the president. The president's in charge of the executive branch. He should be able to, he fired Comey, and Comey was still under a 10-year contract. There was nothing Comey could do. Right? And as far as, I don't know what AJ is talking about, saying the guy who wrote the article, you didn't want his name. Miranda Devine is a woman. Dumb fuck. Although he can't tell what a woman is, especially if it has a dick.
He's saying the guy that wrote the New York Post article.
Miranda Devine, who also wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wrote a book about it. It says right here, Miranda Devine's new book unravels how the Bidens sold out America. I had to write this. And that was after the story came out. And nobody said, I didn't want my name on that. Nobody said that. Only in the brains of libtards, libnuts, and people that work at MSNBC.
What's up, Jeremiah?
Hey, Jeremiah, what's going on? I don't see him. Why don't I see Jeremiah? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's.
Put your likes. Yeah. That's good. I got to do that.
If I could post a link, I would. AJ, I don't care if you post a link. Rich, you see how he just...
And you know what? And you want to know... Yeah, because it doesn't matter anyway. Jimmy already said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, AJ. It doesn't fucking matter. Everybody who matters already admitted that it was real. In fact, every single news network that said it was Russian disinformation before the election, right after the election, magically reported that it was real.
Right after, Rich, it was a good year.
No, it was after the election, Jim. And
it
might have been 6 months, Jim, but we're talking 4 years here, so 6 months is right after the election. And they all acted like they were reporting a breaking story.
Right.
They all acted like they were reporting a breaking story, and nobody else reported on it.
The New York Times was the first one. I think that was the beginning of trying to throw Joe Biden under the bus.
No, I think it was that. Not yet. No. I think what that was them trying to save face, because they went along with the lie that it was Russian disinformation. That was a total scam lie, just like the Russian collusion was a total scam lie. And Hillary Clinton's still out there pushing that lie. She's every time she goes out. In my video that's coming out tomorrow, I guess I could play it for you guys here now if you wanted me to. I have it as scheduled, but I can change it to unlisted and play it. But Hillary Clinton just came out with Mike Smirkanish on CNN, and he used to be a conservative on WWDB 96.5 FM in Philly, and he went over to CNN, and he's a lost cause. But she just came out and argued for getting rid of Section 230 so that they can censor Americans that have unacceptable views. This fucking bitch is out there saying that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy, even though we don't live in a democracy. And yet she just argued this week, or it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, it was Saturday. She argued for the dismantling of one of the most fundamental basic things in democracy, free speech. These people are out of their fucking, they're as crazy as a whorehouse rat. That's why I call them lib nuts, because they're fucking nuts.
Well, they've
They're all
already
nuts.
pretty much done that, Richie.
What?
I mean, they've already pretty much destroyed the First Amendment. Biden's telling the media companies, the social media companies, what to say, who to ban,
Right, and they're backing
and
down.
nothing happened to them.
But Jim, here's the
Nothing
thing.
happened to them.
Here's what she said in her statement. She said, because if we don't do this, then we lose total control. I couldn't believe she had the balls to say that, total control. So she wants the government to have total control of speech. And yet Trump is the one who's the threat to democracy, right? It doesn't work that way. But that's what she's saying. She's literally saying that. You guys got to watch it tomorrow.
Well, you got a lot
Comes
of
out of
low
what?
information voters like AJ.
Yeah.
Well, Richie, you can put the video up if you want.
Yeah. You know what? I will. I'll play it. Hang on. Give me a sec. Yeah, I'll put it in
I'm going to step away, but I can still
unlisted
hear it.
mode. All right. How long are you going to be? Because I can't stick around long after the video.
No, not that long.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Take a piss.
Oh, all right. Is that what you're doing? Don't take them. You leave them. Don't take one of mine. The weekend's over and the kids are not there till next week. All right, hang on.
Bobbity said the Jimmy from Philly exclusive.
Yeah. Here we go. All righty. Here we go. All right. Did you know that the Democrats started their campaign to impeach Donald Trump just 19 minutes after his inauguration? In this video, I'm going to give you the ammunition to argue against any Democrat or libnut in your life who says that Donald Trump and his supporters are a threat to democracy, so that you can prove to them that they are the real threat to the democratic process by their very actions over an 8-year period of time. We're going to unravel how the left has spent every moment since he came down the escalator undermining Trump at every turn, using every trick in the book to stop him from leading this country. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smack that like button, because it does help us with the algorithm so that we can get our message out to more people. For what feels like forever now, we've been bombarded by the Democrats and their echo chambers in the mainstream media, endlessly droning on about how Donald Trump and his supporters, who they grotesquely like to label as MAGA extremists, are some kind of existential threat to democracy. Now, forget that we don't even live in a democracy. Our system is a constitutional republic, and thank goodness for that. And thank the Lord that our founding fathers were leagues ahead of today's dopey libnuts in that they knew that a pure democracy was a dangerous game. Think of it like this. A democracy is just two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. Or better yet, it's three people and two of them just voted that they get to take and keep everything the third guy owns and then beat the living hell out of him every Friday. Sound fair to you? Yeah, me neither. A democracy doesn't protect the minority. A constitutional republic, however, ensures everyone has to play by the same rules laid out in the Constitution. And that's why the U.S. and the world are in such chaos now, because the Democratic Party has completely ditched the principles of the Constitution and due process. Instead, they're all about power grabs at any cost. So when they say it's Trump and his supporters who are a threat to democracy, you really have to laugh. I mean, talk about the ultimate example of mirrored projectionism. Let's take a walk down memory lane. The left concocted the whole Russian collusion hoax to derail Trump's chances of winning in 2016. They and the stenographers in the fake news media did everything they could to make Trump look like the most unappealing candidate ever. Luckily enough, people realized that that nomenclature actually fit Hillary Clinton much better. She was the worst candidate a major party ever gave the nod to run for president. So the Democrats and the entire left did everything they could to stop Trump from winning the election. When that failed, they turned around and used the same Russian collusion hoax to try to boot him out of office. They ate up most of his first term, where he got many great things passed and helped the forgotten men and women of this country, the working class folks who make the country work. Imagine what he could have done had the Democrats not continuously attacked him for everything he did. When they couldn't stop him with the Russian collusion Mueller probe, they slapped 2 sham impeachments on him.
Hey, Nano.
One for something that Joe Biden actually did in Ukraine, and the second one was for Trump acting as president, doing his duty to ensure election integrity when he thought that the left stole the election from him. They said that he tried to overturn the election that he knew he lost. At no time did Trump ever utter the words that he lost. In fact, to this day, he claims that it was a stolen election, and at least 80 million Americans believe him probably much more than anything else. Well, he was acquitted on both sham impeachments. And when Trump had already left office, he had already left the White House and went back to Mar-a-Lago, the Democrats still demanded a Senate trial for the second impeachment. Now, why? Because Democrat Senate Minority Leader at the time, Chuck Schumer, and his army of tyrants were desperate to slap on an extra penalty if by some miracle Trump was convicted in the Senate trial. They wanted to add the penalty of making sure Trump could never run for office again. So far, everything the Democrats and the left and their stenographers in the fake news media have done to Trump was election interference. You think about it. It was all election. It was to stop him from being able to win the next election. They even threw together an unconstitutional January 6th Select Committee just to drag Trump's name through the mud and make him look bad to voters if he decided to run again. None of that worked either. In fact, Trump's popularity rose when people began to see how bogus the Kangaroo Court Committee was being run, where they withheld exculpatory evidence, fabricated false evidence, and did not let witnesses testify who could counter many of the absolute lies told by the Democrats on the committee, including Liz Cheney and little Adam Kinzinger, who represented the Republican wing of the Democratic Party. They even hired producers and executives from ABC to come in and help them create what they thought was a very serious presentation to the American people of the lies that they compiled. In fact, the members of the committee were so convinced that they were doing the Lord's work to save the country that they deleted all their digital records, memos, emails, and documents from their servers right before the Republicans took over the Congress in the next election. So none of that worked. Imagine how frustrated they had to be. Nothing they threw at him stuck. And the sycophants out there who support these clowns on the left thought it was because Trump was just so evil and so corrupt that he got away with everything. Not ever once thinking that every charge they threw at him from the beginning was bogus and full of lies. Sad that half the country is that stupid, but here we are. On a side note, we're still dealing with all these years later, who still says that the Russians stole the election.
Mike McDonough next to it.
Except today, she has gone full-blown authoritarian tyrant. Give it a watch.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave, platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
Can you believe this?
It's real harm. Words are real harm. Did you hear what she said? We lose total control. Do you hear that? So what she's talking about X. That's what she's talking about. Lose total because they control the rest of them, but they don't control X anymore. And that is just unbelievable. So think about this. Hillary Clinton every week comes out to one of the sycophants in the fake news media and says that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. And yet she is saying that the American people who have unacceptable views should not be allowed free speech on social media platforms. I thought in a democracy, one of the fundamental rights is that you have free speech. Well, no, that's the whole point. In a democracy, if Hillary had an idea like that and she was in the majority would be able to tell the minority, you no longer have free speech. But under a constitutional republic, free speech is the First Amendment. It's the Bill of Rights, which says that Hillary can't tell MAGA extremists that they don't have the right to speak freely. You just heard Hillary Clinton attack democracy and freedom. She just attacked free speech, and yet she's going to continue to say that Donald Trump is the threat to democracy. This is why I call them libnuts, because they are as crazy as a whorehouse rat. So Hillary wants to get rid of Section 230, which is a part of the Telecommunications Act that sees social media as platforms and not publishers. The difference is I can't write an article on the New York Times website. They are a publisher, and they have editors that make that decision of who publishes on their news site. That means that they are responsible for what the people who work for them publish. On the flip side, social media platforms are considered that, a platform. Section 230 says that the platforms themselves cannot be held liable for things that users who come onto the platform and post for things that they say. The problem is that we now know that the Biden administration, in one of the most fascist moments in our history, forced social media companies for a couple of years so far to censor conservative speech and any other speech that they didn't like, because the government couldn't do it because of the First Amendment. So Elon Musk purchases Twitter and renamed it X. On top of that, he brought free speech, for the most part, back to the platform. So Hillary is not content that every other platform out there still censors for the government. She wants to throw out Section 230 for all of them just to get Elon. And I'm going to tell you exactly what would happen if they do get rid of Section 230. All of the giant social media companies like Facebook, YouTube, Google, LinkedIn, X, all of them, they have the kind of money where they could have a building full of lawyers holding off the government in court for 10 years, while smaller platforms like magabook.com and twellit.com, who don't have that kind of money, would be shut down so that the big players I mentioned before would still be able to censor the living hell out of people who have unacceptable views in the eyes of the libnuts. But I digress. So after nothing worked for 6 years of trying to get rid of Trump, that's when the Democrats thought up the lawfare approach, churning out endless legal cases filled with nonsense just to keep him from campaigning. But with every indictment, remember, Trump's polls rose because the American people are not stupid. At least they're not as stupid as the Democrats believe they are. Folks, they think you're stupid. Trump's numbers kept going up, even to the point where he made a joke once saying that, he was only about 2 more indictments away from winning the nomination. And I haven't even touched on all the dirty tricks Democrats have pulled at every level to sabotage his time in office. Remember when the deep state Democrats, they continued to work for the executive branch under Trump, leaked to the press multiple times every day for about the first 2 years? Each time a felony, and no one got caught because they all stuck together and wouldn't rat each other out. And even after everything they did, including the lawfare, which Trump seems to be winning on all counts there as well, that's when they decided to kill him. They threw the rhetoric around so much that Trump was going to end democracy as we know it, that the lunatics in the world got the idea that they would be heroes if they took him out. And there are many people who are speculating that the intelligence community, law enforcement, FBI, Secret Service even were in on it. I mean, in both incidents, the Secret Service was so incompetent that a lunatic with a gun was close to Trump. In the first one, got off 8 shots. They think that it wasn't misfeasance on their part, that it was total malfeasance. I think it was intentional. But here's something I want you to remember, and nobody ever talks about this. Trump never got a peaceful transfer of power when he won in 2016. Donald Trump was inaugurated on January 20, 2017 at approximately 12 noon. At 12:19, the Washington Post, which is considered the rag of record in Washington, D.C., published a front page headline saying the campaign to impeach President Trump has begun. Donald Trump was president for 19 minutes before the WAPO declared that the push was now on to impeach him. So I repeat, Donald Trump never got his peaceful transfer of power. Everything the Democrats have done to Donald Trump was to intentionally stop him from either winning the next election or to stop him from being able to govern the country. Some of it borders on treason. This is why it's clear as day to me that it is the Democrats who don't believe in fair elections. It is the Democrats who consistently and constantly tell us that Donald Trump and his supporters are a threat to democracy. But one of the most fundamental functions of living in a democracy is to be able to vote for who you want to represent you in office. Democrats spent close to 8 years so far trying to deny over 80 million Americans the right to vote for who they want to represent them. They've shown that they have zero qualms about burning down the whole country just to stop one man from winning. And now you know that it is the Democrats who are the ones who are a threat to democracy. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Hit the.
Yeah, Jim, you know, I just got news today. Maybe you guys would have seen it by now, but I haven't done a story on it yet because I need to corroborate it. But they found out through FBI leaks who brought the cocaine into the White House, and it wasn't Hunter. It really wasn't. Everybody on the right, me included, said, yeah, it's got to be Hunter. He's the cokehead, right? It wasn't. You won't believe who it was.
Who was it?
Take a guess. Fuck it. I'll just tell you. It was Kamala Harris. Kamala fucking Harris. It was her and her people that came through that entranceway. See, the entrance that they came through, there's one entrance into the White House where they don't check your bag. They don't do a metal detector because it's the family or the vice president. There's people that they know and trust, right? So she came through, and they're saying now that the leak said, but I haven't corroborated it yet, but I've seen it on 3 different sites. It started on X. It was a guy. Oh damn, I forget his name now, but he's very
So it was
popular.
her or her family?
Well, no, it wasn't family. Her people, like in other words, her entourage, if you will. So it was Kamala, and apparently the story goes that Joe was furious. Now, wait do you hear what I'm about to say? That Joe Biden was furious that Hunter was allowed to take the fall for that. Think about what I just said. He's the fucking president of the United States, and he had to accept from who that his son had to take the fall because they felt that it would have completely disrupted his campaign if it was known that it was Kamala. That everybody knew Hunter was a cokehead, so they would have accepted that better. So they blamed it on Hunter, knowing that it wasn't.
Yeah, but how did that even get out into the news cycle?
Because somebody in the FBI leaked it. Somebody in the FBI leaked it. And see, Jim, they were holding on to that information. They were doing, it's an ongoing investigation, so we can't talk about it. Yeah, well, that's what the fuck you do. That's what they do now. They put gag orders on you. I mean, that FBI agent the other day that I played on my stream last night, who said that, yeah, what they do is they try to hold off anything as long as they can. And
Liquid said Bongino said Secret Service has DNA evidence on the baggie.
Yep, he did. But they just leaked it, man. And I reached out to a few people. I haven't gotten back yet because it's Sunday. But Nelson Nino Media.
What happened to him?
Nelson Nino. It's Nelson.
Yeah. Resident, not president.
And notice the other guy went away.
Bongino said people in the Secret Service were getting promotions to cover up the baggie.
Yep, they
Secret
were.
Service has custody.
There are rules about custody. There's rules about custody, and apparently the guy that caught the case in the Secret Service, he did not want to go along with what they were telling him to do. He said, no, I have to list this as we know it. And they were like, no, you will not. And he was about to lose his job. So he had to do it. And he may have become a whistleblower and left. Baggy Gate. Yeah. Fucking Baggy Gate. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I guess maybe that's the October surprise.
Well, Kamala's had several already. Her husband with the
They're
white
not going to
beater.
shock anybody with anything about Trump. So
No. I know, but let me see.
Nano said he didn't hear about it on the news.
I know. Hang on. I'll
What's
bring it
up,
up.
Nano?
I'll bring up the X link. Hang on. Gotta go into my history. Breaking. Yeah, this is where it started. Hang on. All right, let me I'll bring it up this way. Present this was the X link right here. Breaking, new leaks indicate it was Kamala Harris, not Hunter Biden, who brought the cocaine. Now here's the video. Ready? This is an undercover video. Now this guy, AKA, he's actually pretty good. All right, he usually gets it right, and this is an undercover video that I've had several people on the left say, "Oh, it looks like AI," but they're going to say that about anything.
Well, I thought it helped, and at first everything got better. Maybe because she started making more work trips. It was fine until last year's spring.
Watch.
Well, then her strange behavior suddenly returned. We understood everything. Gasps, inappropriate laughter, outbursts of anger. It became immediately obvious to those who worked with Horace from the beginning. Now, at some point, everything reaches a point of absurdity. And there was a big scandal. You guys probably even heard about it. In July, security found a bag of cocaine. And the worst part of it was that it got leaked to the journalists. So the matter couldn't be hushed up before it became public. Now, luckily, all the right-wing media immediately rushed to blame Hunter Biden. But the left was smart enough to ignore the story.
Not smart enough,
Eventually
devious.
hushed up. But I heard that afterwards there was a very serious conversation between Harris and Biden. And the president was mad about what happened. Hunter Biden, unfortunately, was allowed to take the fall for this. And this really angered Joe Biden. But, at this point, there was nothing he could do because it was either blame Hunter or put the blame where it rightfully belonged on Harris and her staff, which, that would have destroyed Biden's campaign. Everybody knows that Hunter's a drug addict, but if people got wind that Harris was partaking in the festivities, this would cause a major problem.
What was Harris who brought the cocaine?
No, but the cocaine was brought in for Harris. The one from the staff brought it. Clearly, some high-ranking staffer.
Because that's how they got into the way. Now, here's the reason why I question it. Is because, hang on, let me get. How the hell do I get out of here? Yeah, the reason why I question it is because why did they block his face? Whenever you have someone like James O'Keefe, or even Project Veritas, now he's not with them anymore. They never block the face, right? They always show the face of the guy, but on this one they block the face. I don't know why they would. So that would be the only reason why I need it corroborated before I'll write a story about it. But it was interesting, wasn't it? Joe hates her ATM at the moment. Heels up, nose down. There you go. That's the perfect. Heels up, nose down. That's Kamala. All right, Jimmy, I got to run, man. I'll
All
see
right.
you guys later, everybody.
All right.
See y'all. Leave studio. Right.
Yeah, well, I got to see more evidence about that. It makes sense because supposedly Hunter's clean. So, and I'd be willing to believe that Hunter cleaned up his act. Oh. Nelson, you're an idiot. Yeah. Joe hates her at the moment. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that she does. Now that Rich is gone, maybe AJ will come on. I don't think AJ's even there. I don't think AJ's on the channel right now. He said he was gone, but oh Christ, if Trump gets in, man, some people should be going to jail. They're going to make it difficult, but some people should be going to jail. No bullshit. Uh-oh. Got a little Judge Joe Brown. I always like this motherfucker. Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah, well said. Great points, man. But I gotta ask you about the Judge Joe Brown show. Why did that show end, if you don't mind me asking? Respectfully.
15 years and they owed me $28 million and wanted me to take an IOU. And what was going on is a lot of chicanery happening. I had a contract that said I got 45% of the unadjusted gross. The stockholders newsletter for CBS said I was their most profitable show, and they listed the amount of money I was bringing in, and I wanted my 45% of it. And they started talking about what happened and started going through all kinds of changes. So every year I had to go through this in and out of them stealing money. And then at this point in time, see, I was in a special unit of CBS. It consisted of Dr. Phil, Oprah Winfrey, Judge Judy, and Judge Joe Brown. And there was a guy named Roger King who discovered Oprah and Phil that CBS brought in when he brought in Phil and Oprah, and they gave him me and Judy. He called me to a side and he said, man, they're doing you wrong. See, he wasn't a Hollywood type. He was a former pro football player, and he inherited this from his dad, who invented TV syndication. He said, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to fix this up. So the last 4 or 5 years, I was beating Oprah every day in the rating. Well, Phil every day in the ratings, and Oprah every week in the ratings. But Oprah's the superstar, not Judge Brown. CBS was saying I was their most profitable show and was greatly responsible for 14 consecutive quarters of increased profit, the last 4 of which were the most profitable in the entire history of CBS, thanks to me. And then when I'm confronting to them, they want to give me an IOU for $28 million. What happened to the $28 million? Well, they found out that the first CEO we had embezzled $25 million, and they didn't want stockholders to find out about the theft. Next thing, they brought in some junior executives who come into a show that has been a hit for 12, 13 years. but they have nothing that they can claim as fame. So what they were doing was embezzling money to use to finance shows that they were setting up, every one of which was a flop. So I was over retirement age. I said, hey, I'm over 65. To hell with this. I'm retiring. I don't have to deal with this. So I hired a lawyer. I paid him all the retainers. It was interesting. He also represented some other prominent figures, but I got all my retainer checks returned from his law firm because he turned up missing. And that was 12 years ago, and nobody's seen him since. They think he's dead. So I don't like Mission Impossible. What they were doing was diverting money that I was supposed to get a percentage of to finance the distribution for all of the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies. It was like, where's my money? So in order to get your money, you have a contract provision that says you have a right to an independent audit, but the independent audit costs you $150,000 and it takes about 2 years to do. You have to wait in line. So what they'd always do is get with your agent. Hey, if he drops this, we'll give him a more lucrative deal. So at one point, they were holding me out as the highest paid man in Hollywood, white or black. So I started saying, where's the money? You know, I'm getting a lot of it, but where's the rest of it? So when they wanted me to take an IOU of 28 million, I said, go to hell. And then they wanted me to take a so-called cut because the ratings are down. I said, everybody is down, but me and Judy are running neck and neck for the #1 syndicated show in the country. So that's all relative. And then coming in third would be Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes it would ramp up so it was beating the both of us. So I'm #1, #2, #3 TV show in America. And I'm getting somebody telling me that we don't know where your money is. Oh, hell no. I'm tired of this. So that's why we left. And then the other thing was they wanted me to push this rainbow stuff. I said, I don't care what you guys do with yourselves. That's your business. But I'm not going to push it. So then they kept trying to sabotage me. And let me tell you, the sabotage was dangerous. I got an offer from Wells Fargo to take 6 mortgages and consolidate them and give me less than 0.5% fixed interest rate. Hell, that's good. Not even 10%, not 6, not 4, but 0.5%. So hell yes. So I filled out the forms. Next thing I know, here's the FBI. What the hell? You made a knowingly false statement on a federal form that asks you, were you now or have you been in the last 5 years subject of a pending lawsuit? Not that I know of. What had happened? 7 times I had been sued along with CBS, and they intercepted the lawsuit and didn't tell me. And they have somebody representing me like I hired them in court, and I don't even know they're doing it. And they're confessing me to doing something that the state Supreme Court said all of us would go to jail for if we actually did it. So I jacked their ass up. I just said, oh, hell no. And then excuse me, who are you? This is the Attorney General's office for the state of so-and-so. Well, may I help you? Yes, you're unauthorized practice of law. What unauthorized practice of law? These bozos had hooked up with a legal form company, and they had a thing in there saying, ask the judge a question, and he will answer it personally. Question. My neighbor has 7 trees that border my driveway. He won't trim them, and they keep dropping branches in my drive. What shall I do? He's always gone on business. Answer. I would ask him politely to move them, and if he doesn't, hire a tree cutting firm and cut his trees down while he's out of town. That's way wrong, and I didn't say it, but somebody's getting me for unauthorized practice of law because these clowns did it in my name. It was dangerous what they'd come up and do, and you didn't know about it.
Judge Joe Brown. What are you trying to say? Oh, Smalls blocked it? Just saying. Don't let AJ directly message you, but stay. You what? Lucky, did you block the other pest? Linda, why would you say that? Sir, all you had to do was be a gay black man in California. Yeah, I love listening to Judge Joe Brown. So Linda said, you know why, and Eleanor recently had a problem by being too nice. That's why. AJ, are you hitting on my girls? You fucking idiot. I guess your old lady went to Minnesota for the right reason, huh? Yeah. I put the link out, AJ. There's the link, dickhead. Extortion from a major bank. What an incredibly captivating. Yeah, because you can't follow it, AJ, because you're a moron. You have the comprehension skills of a fucking 3-year-old. What's up, honey monster? AJ is pussy whipped. He sure is. This is a local channel for local people. You got people from all over the fucking world on this motherfucker. I hit 260 people. Woohoo. So if anybody feels like donating, AJ, you cheap bitch, I do have PayPal, Cash App, and my buymeacoffee.com. I prefer it on PayPal or Cash App if you want to donate. I can put the information in the chat if you want. So Jesus Christ. Christ. So that's the PayPal. And Cash App is that's the Cash App. Oh shit. Oh man, I gotta plug this in. Did you go there yet?
Oh, right now.
All right. Let me know when you get it. All right, I'll be in my room.
Don't have Marlboro get what?
Newport. They should have them though. Yeah. I guess AJ don't want to come on. Thai chicken. There's a new guy that came here. He was a cook, and he's cooked some really good meals. This motherfucker. I went fishing about 10 days ago, caught some bluefish, and he made a chowder out of that, and I cooked some of it up too. It's pretty fucking good. Went with my boy Damon. I only caught 2 blues. He caught like 5. Caught a few flounder. He caught like a 3-4 pound flounder, but the season was over the day before. So AJ, you gonna donate? You fucking cheap bastard. Cheap motherfucker. Cheap bastard. You heard me say I ain't doing good, right, AJ? You fucking prick. So, let's see if I can find something. Here you go. Here you go, AJ. You should like this fucking video. Marxism Explained.
Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman. Welcome to Illustrate to Educate. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter. In this video, we'll take a look at the basics of what you should know about Marxism. First, what is Marxism? Marxism is a social, political, and economic philosophy. It is mostly about the battle between the working class and the ownership class, and favors communism and socialism over capitalism. Marxism was first publicly formulated in 1848 in the pamphlet The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, which lays out the theory of class struggle and revolution. It inspects the effects of capitalism on labor, productivity, and economic development, and argues for a worker revolution to overturn capitalism in favor of communism. Marxism hypothesizes that the struggle between social classes, specifically between the bourgeoisie, or capitalists, and the proletariat, or workers, defines economic relations in a capitalist economy and will inevitably lead to revolutionary communism. Marx's class theory portrays capitalism as one step in the historical progression of economic systems that follow one another in a natural sequence by vast impersonal forces of history that happen due to the behavior and conflict among social classes. According to Marx, every society is divided into social classes, whose members have more in common with one another than with members of other social classes. The following is the basis of Marx's theories of how class conflict would play out in a capitalist system. First, in a capitalist society, there are 2 classes, the bourgeoisie or business owners, who control the means of production, and the
There'll be questions afterwards, AJ.
Proletariat or workers, whose labor transforms raw commodities into valuable economic goods. Second, ordinary laborers, who do not own the means of production, such as factories, buildings, and materials, have little power in the capitalist economic system. Workers are also readily replaceable in periods of high unemployment, further devaluing their perceived worth. Third, to maximize profits, business owners have an incentive to get the most work out of their laborers while paying them the lowest possible wages. This creates an unfair imbalance between owners and laborers, whose work the owners exploit for their own gain. Fourth, because workers have little personal stake in the process of production, Marx believed that they would become alienated from it, as well as from their own humanity, and turn resentful toward business owners. Fifth, the bourgeoisie also employs social institutions, including government, media, academia, organized religion, and banking and financial systems, as tools and weapons against the proletariat with the goal of maintaining their position of power and privilege. Lastly, the inherent inequalities and exploitative economic relations between these two classes will lead to a revolution in which the working class rebels against the bourgeoisie, takes control of the means of production, and abolishes capitalism. Marx thought that the capitalist system inherently contained the seeds of its own destruction. The separation and exploitation of the proletariat that are fundamental to capitalist relations would inevitably drive the working class to rebel against the bourgeoisie and seize control of the means of production. This revolution would be led by enlightened leaders known as the vanguard of the proletariat, who understood the class structure of society and who would unite the working class by raising awareness and class consciousness. As a result of the revolution, Marx predicted that private ownership of the means of production would be replaced by collective ownership, first under socialism and then under communism. In the final stage of human development, social classes and class struggle would no longer exist. Although Marx inspired multitudes of followers, there are three criticisms of Marxism. First, Marx believed that increasing competition would not produce better goods for consumers. Instead, it would lead to bankruptcy among capitalists and the rise of monopolies as fewer and fewer were left to control production. Yet, experts argue that capitalism has not collapsed as a result of fierce competition. And although markets have changed over time, they haven't led to the prevalence of monopolies. Second, he believed the market economy, which by its nature is unplanned, would experience huge supply and demand problems and cause severe depressions. Although there have been recessions and depressions, experts believe that they are not thought to be an inherent feature of free markets. Lastly, a society without competition, money, and private property has never materialized, and the history of the 20th century suggests it is unlikely an unworkable concept. What are your thoughts about Marxism? If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment on the video. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Illustrate to Educate to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter.
Okay, AJ, what is Marxism? She's not a knee girl. What's she, a Pakistani girl? She under the floorboards? She under the floorboards? Yeah, you can donate to some fucking Pakistani girl, but you can't donate to me. Fucking prick. I was going to bring you on. Now I'm not, you cheap bastard. Okay, you giving some nice fun girl money on her Patreon, but not Jim? What, did Richie say something? Where the fuck is Richie? Where the fuck is Richie? Okay. Why am I not seeing my brother? My brother say something? Because he's... March, suck my angles. How come I can't see that on fucking StreamYard? I can't see that on StreamYard. Did they? Yeah, they fucking blocked that on fucking StreamYard. But StreamYard's blocking now? No. I'm looking at the StreamYard chat, Linda. It's showing up in the YouTube chat. That's why I just checked it. Now I'm seeing it. Now I see it. You must have, yeah, you typed it again, Richie. Yeah. Yeah, now I see it. But when I toggled over to YouTube, I could see it, but it wasn't coming up in this chat. Maybe the word suck is censored. I don't know. I think it's hit or miss because he typed it again and it came up. But it was on the YouTube chat, but it was not on this chat. Until I started talking about it, and then he did it again and I saw it. No, Eleanor, you don't understand. I'm on the StreamYard chat, right? It's not the same as the YouTube chat. And I could see it in the YouTube chat. So it was fucking StreamYards that censored it. Yeah, StreamYards fucking censored that. So it could say, your girl, right to be mad at you, you cheat bastard. The only reason you're giving this e-girl money is because you cheating emotionally. Yep. Yep. She's probably not giving AJ any woo-woo because he's drunk as a skunk. And the 2-inch dick can't get hard when it's drunk. You know what I mean? So there's that. AJ came on crying one time that he has a 2-inch dick. So he's got problems. So Nano said, Marxism's legitimate criticism of capitalism isn't of capitalism, but rather central banking. Yeah, you know, sometimes when I listen to communism, it sounds great. You know what I mean? Like you got to admit the system the way it is. You got to work for some motherfucker. He's making all the fucking money. You know, you get treated like shit. The guy can fire you pretty much for anything, and put you and make you destitute. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, he's got money, and they all want to cry about bills, but they're living better than you. You know what I mean? But communism never works out the way it's supposed to. The workers never get control of production. You know? Wah, I got a micro penis. Wah. Damn, AJ, you got a micro penis? God, damn. AJ needs an electron microscope every time he goes to direct his dick into the toilet because he can't see it. So he needs tweezers and an electron microscope. Yeah, so it was 2 centimeters, not 2 inches. Not 2 inches. That's right. Honey Monster was there too. He heard him tell you. My bad. Yeah, Eleanor. But when I'm talking to you guys, I'm on the StreamYards chat. It's similar to YouTube, but Mark's never worked a day in his life. Yeah. And he had his capitalistic friend support him and his family, giving him money. So how can the individual compete with free money? It's never going to happen. Tesla Pat, what's up? What's up? What's up? Not much, man. Where's Micro Penis AJ? Is he still with us? Why don't you try donating, AJ, you fucking dickhead, you cheap bastard. He's a cheap man. Yeah, he's a cheap man. 29 days what? 29 days what, Pat? $29 days. If anybody feels like donating, I do have PayPal, Cash App, my GoFund, my buymeacoffee.com. I prefer it through PayPal or Cash App if you got it. If you got it, give. If you don't, don't. Oh, I said that you admitted to having a micro penis. I said 2 inches, but Honey Monster said no, it was 2 centimeters. So I stand corrected. What do I think of Musk these days? Well, I think Musk is doing the right thing. I think he's, he's a liberal, but he's being reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, liberalism doesn't support, or Democrats don't support liberalism anymore. The politics are different. I mean, they're more, believe it or not, they're more fascist than liberal. I mean, they're the very thing they're accusing Trump of being. It's just astounding how they're able to brainwash people into that shit. But I think Musk is doing a lot of right things. He's going to support Trump financially. He's supporting him with his presence. He bought Twitter. He's making some moves. So Musk saving lives in North Carolina right now, is he? Matt Hancock, what's up, man? I remember you. And Jim listening on the road to rainy southern UK. Great stuff from Richie. Oh, okay. Okay. I broke the news about your micro penis, AJ. I said it was 2 inches because you cried to us on the stream that time, remember? And you said your girl was bitching about your 2-inch dick. But then Honey Monster corrected me and said you said 2 centimeters. So I stand corrected. Tesla owners. Do you think it's having an impact? Yeah, I mean, you sure the richest man in the world is supporting a certain political candidate? Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you got a lot of liberal-minded people now supporting Trump because the Democratic Party has left them. Like, if you were a classic liberal, you can't rock with the Democratic Party now. I mean, they're literally fascists. I mean, that's what they accuse Trump of being. They're literally what they're accusing Trump of being. This is, it's an old commie trick. Accuse your opponent of what you're actually doing. I don't know how that even works, but see, when you're dealing with emotionally infantile people, like take AJ for instance, you know what I mean? Look at the way he argues, the disingenuous way he argues. He will do anything to protect his belief in this liberal nonsense. He won't accept new information to change his position. He won't consider it. He won't consider it. Yet he hangs out on the conservative channel. He doesn't like TYT. He doesn't like David Pakman, which means he pretty much don't like liberals, when they discuss politics. And yet here he is here. But he wants to spew the bullshit that he's learned from these fucking idiots that he doesn't like. This is the complexity of the liberal mind now. This is what you're dealing with. Completely irrational, unreasonable people. You can't converse with them. You really can't. You can't. Their minds are closed. Orange man bad, and that's it for them. He donating Starlinks and helicopters. That's cool. Nobody's projecting, AJ. Your side is the king of projection. So shut the fuck up. Too much horn talk, for fuck's sake. Musk also said he was donating hundreds of millions into some Trump PAC. Good. He said I remember when he said this. He's committing around $45 million a month to a new pro-Trump. Right. Yeah, I remember when he said that. I'm always turning down drinks from women trying to get in my boxers. Buy me a commie. He likes Pac-Man. It figures you like Pac-Man. Fucking goofball. I wouldn't be surprised if you gave Pac-Man money too, you fucking cheap bastard. Jim, you talking about? No. You got a 2-inch deck. Deal with it. Or 2 centimeters, I'm sorry. Maybe that's why your old lady ran to fucking Minnesota. I mean, it's bad enough it's 2 centimeters. Now you're drunk and you can't get your 2 centimeter dick hard. What's she supposed to do? I understand completely. I didn't give him money, dickhead. I super chatted. And none of them were positive. It's not a micro penis. It's a pico penis. I don't know the difference. I never gave Pac-Man money. I used it to super chat. All right. And I spent money wisely. I rarely spent $5. And it was because he was ignoring me. So I got my point across. Okay, see, AJ's always with the trying to get you in some gotcha shit. Like he's fucking stupid. Like, really, he's fucking stupid. It's just, oh, God. Jesus Christ. All right, listen, people. I gotta fucking go. I gotta eat my dinner. I'm fucking hungry as shit. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. Please hit like on the way out if you haven't already. Please hit like. Somehow it fucking helps me. I don't know how to explain it. But I'll try to stream during the week. I'm out of work, but I am looking for work on the internet. So, all right. So with that, I'm out of here, people. All right. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know.